Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So, in front of me, you can see some more Thomas Minis because, you know, hoping against all hope, Wave 4 of Thomas & Friends Minis Blind Bag Series 2019 has started to trickle down into stores, which I think means Wave 2 just never appeared in Australia, which is a shame, because I did not get to purchase it. But alas, here we go. This is Wave 4, and it actually works quite well this year because they've kind of split this up into sub-themes, so hopefully I've collected most of the interesting ones I want to collect anyway. So, let's check them out. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Now, if you're one of those people who looks at the social tab on, or whatever it's called, community tab on YouTube, you would have seen I posted a photo of these, and I said I got some double ups. And importantly, in this shot, you can see there's quite a few repeated minis that I've actually put on display. Normally, I don't buy the repeats because I've already got them, but this time, I could not find any online resources that actually detailed which minis were in which number bag. So I just bought the whole series in the hope that I would get the ones I wanted. So if you are curious about which ones are in which bag, I'm going to put a list of the numbers and their corresponding minis in the description below. So if you're trying to collect the ones you want, check that one out because now you know where to find them. So, onto the packaging, exactly the same, except it's got this, and the box has a big green circle that says Series 4 on it, as opposed to the orange one which said Series 3. This is the same, the numbering is whack. If you want to see how whack the numbering is, again, check in the description below. In terms of the pamphlet, it's exactly the same as the one that we got for Wave 3, which I've looked at on the Wave 3 video, so if you want to check that out, also go and look at that. Alright, cool, so let's get the first big one in the room out of the way, the Scented Thomas. I was really keen for the Pizza Thomas, but alas, it was in Wave 2. However, I have got the Caramel Popcorn Thomas, and let's take a look, because this is more than meets the eye in a couple of ways, which I think is quite interesting. So, you can see here, you know, he's a really brightly covered mini, you know, it's a fun pack, he's a fun engine, this Thomas, and interestingly, you can see on the top, he's actually got 4 holes in his cab, and that is because the scented thing, I don't know how they make these scented things, is inside the body here, and the holes are what allow that smell to waft out. Now, it really does smell like a really strong caramel popcorn flavor. I think it's more caramel than popcorn, if I'm going to be totally honest, but it's really impressive. He's a really strong smell up close, and it's really nice. I'll be curious to see how long this lasts, but I really wasn't expecting this implementation of this because it's the first time I've seen one of these sniff minis. So yeah, this is cool. I would love to see more of these. I understand obviously that there's only so long that the smelly part lasts for, but I think that part aside, and given he costs the same as all the other minis, I'm less sad about it. He's still an interesting looking mini. Again, he's a bit weird, obviously, but I think, you know, a series of, for example, I think you could do a lot of really fun food smells, and I think that would be something that would be really, really cool for them to get into. So that's just my idea, Mattel, but hey, do you listen to me? Who knows? So yes, this one, cool, recommend it. Now, going on to the classics, as we can see, Yong Bao is not a new one, so we're going to put him away. Henry is not a new one, we're going to put him away. Belle is not a new one, so we're going to put her away. And the classics mini in this second half of the year that's brand new, Harold was in Wave 2, which again I didn't pick up, so rest in peace is me getting Harold, is Kevin. And you can see here, this is Kevin. You can see the articulation he has is that the crane arm goes up and down like that. If we come into the details, I think they did a really good job of actually rendering the top half of him. He's one of the ones who's got the painted faces, not the 3D printed faces, so like Diesel 10, which is really nice. Love we get the little hazard thing around the front there. You get these nice details in here. You even get the paint on his little spool, which is really nice. Obviously, you know, he looks funny in the same way that all versions of Kevin pretty much look funny. I've got the Thomas Wood version of Kevin, who looks super weird, but we'll get to that review later. But yeah, I think this one is actually not too bad, and I think because particularly minis are so weirdly sized anyway, I think it actually looks probably the least weird that he does look in most other merchandising lines. So I think this is fine. And again, you know, they're minis. They're meant to be silly. So I think it's cool. I'm glad to get some more non-engine characters. Although again, like Victor was here since year 1. It's taken us like so many years to get him. But anyway, that's fine. So yep, to me, you know, Kevin, he's a winner. The next one we've got is the X-Ray Gator. This is a nice one again. I did like these X-Ray ones. I think it'd be cool if they'd made them glow in the dark as well, but I understand there's like physical limitations on how you can print things if you want to be glow in the dark. But yeah, this looks really nice. I think I'm not sure if I vibe the color choices. Like, I feel like they could have made him green and do the blue rather than making him black. I think the black is a little bit weird because he's not actually black. And again, you can see this one has not been manufactured very well. It's twisted. But yeah, I think they could have done a better job of the coloring. But I think in terms of a design, it's pretty neat. Yeah, I like it. The next one was one of the ones I was also personally looking forward to quite a lot. It's the Holiday Percy, which in this case is a Christmas themed Percy, and I love my Christmas themed things. Unfortunately, my Percy has got some little nicks on his face straight out of the packaging. You can see he's on his nose, on his head, there's a bit on his funnel too. It's unfortunate, but it is, yeah, this is a really nice looking Percy. I love the baby blue and the white they've gone for. The printing is really nice. Yes, this is good. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one. My only thing is though, like, why they made Percy this color. Like, they could have either done Christmas Percy and kept him like green and red. You know, that's a very Christmas color. Or if they wanted to go blue, I'm not sure why they didn't pick an engine who was already blue, like Edward, for example. Yeah, so the design is nice, but unfortunately, it's like a weird choice of engine. But anyway, there we go. There's that. There is Holiday Percy. The next one we've got up is the Sushi Troublesome Truck. Which is interesting. Again, I've always said the truck's quite interesting. Their face, whatever. This one, yeah, it's fine. You know, again, it's weird because they've made him, like, the whole truck is meant to be rice, but then it's got sushi kind of on it. So that's what I mean. Like, it's weird. You could have made this, like, to me, you could have done this as a truck full of sushi and had lots of sushis inside of it without doing on the outside. I think that's a bit strange, but, you know, whatever. Minis are weird. So yeah, this is kind of accurate to how I feel about most of the sushi engines in this line. The next one we've got here is the Cockroach Bert. Again, this one has a bunch of errors on it right out of the packaging. Look, there's a big scrape there. There's a weird deformity there. And there's a big scrape along the back here. So this Bert's really seen better days. Again, interesting that we've, you know, the Arian Bert situation. I'm pretty sure we've got Bert now again without getting him in like a normal. We haven't got Bert normally, I don't think, in a classics version yet. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, I think this is a good looking figure. It's gross, obviously, but it looks really cool. You see there's a little bug spray on there on the side, no cockroaches, but it's obviously not working. I like the colors. I think, again, it's close enough to his normal colors that it's cool, but there's enough going on visually that you're like, wait a second, this isn't a normal, you know, classic engine. So yeah, I think this is a good icky or you know, debut into the icky line, if you want to call it that. So that one's a good winner. This one is one which has been causing a bit of controversy apparently online. I did not realize this, and then apparently everyone's like, ew, boogers! So it's Booger Ben! I think this is great. I think these are the kind of things which kids love. It's gross, it's yucky, like, you know, he's got boogers coming out of his nose, yeah, get on it. I really actually quite like this one, and again, it's got that transparent, transparent, you know, translucent wheels and the chassis in that really kind of neon-y, vomity kind of yellow, which I think is just great. Yeah, and again, similar to his color scheme, but obviously very different. So to me, these two icky ones, despite people's criticisms of them, come on, stay in focus. This one's actually quite cool. I really quite like it. The next one in the pets is Parrot Millie. Now this one's a lot. I opened it and I was like, what the heck is this? You can see they really went all out with the colors, the wings. You got some like tropical plants on the side. I'm not quite sure what the relevance of those are, but anyway. And whoa! That is the Parrot Millie face. That's a lot. That's a whole time, really. There's just so much happening right there. Yep, so this one is just a lot. It's very loud, it's very wild. Again, I think it's a bit too weird for my liking. It's a bit too not Millie, but, you know, if that's your cup of tea, then I'm happy for you. Good on ya. And then the last new engine to be in this season 4 2019, is the final Rainbow engine, which is Rainbow Emily. And I think this one's nice because they've done a cool job in, you know, keeping her with the green. For a minute, I was like, why have they kept her green? Obviously, because Emily is green. So I actually quite like that they've like done that, kept her green, and then just, you can see, look at that wobbliness, this construction on these minis. Anyway, but then they've changed out a lot of the other colors, like made this red. You've got this, you know, like a nice purpley blue color. Again, purple down the bottom and red. Yeah, so I think this is a nice example of where they've kept the base the same and then really wowed it up with the theme, which I think is really, really nice. And then all these guys are just repeats as well, so we don't need to talk about them. So you can see the spread of minis that we've got going on here, which I think is pretty nice. These are three of my ones that I'm not super fan on, but I don't think any of them are actively bad. Any of these ones. And then I actually quite liked most of the new minis in this season, which is really good to see. I think there's some cool concepts going on. I think some of the really weird ones have paid off quite well. It's good to see some new classics coming in. And I think really this Popcorn Thomas is really, really cool. I can smell it, you know, I'm behind the camera and this is, you know, a solid 30, 40 centimeters away from my nose and I can still smell that caramel popcorn. So this one is quite potent, very cool. You know, and again, I love the Christmas theme ones. So I think this wave, you know, cool. Unfortunate for me personally that I didn't have a list of, you know, which engines are what numbers. So I had to go and buy all of them. But I guess that just means I'll have to give them away in another giveaway. Woohoo! But anyway, yep, so that's wave 4. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if it turns up in your area or your thoughts on them. I guess my biggest regret personally is that I haven't had a chance and probably won't get to get the Pizza Thomas because I reckon if, you know, judging by how well they've done the popcorn one, I think the pizza one will be really cool. And I'm actually quite impressed with whatever technology they've used to make him smell like what he smells like. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm always excited to hear them. I still have, you know, I bought 2 of the box sets Thomas Minis, which I need to do reviews of, so that'll make sense when you see them. And I've also got a bunch of Thomas Wood stuff to review, as well as some random stuff from when I went to Indonesia and I found some wild robo trains. Yeah, it's the thing that exists. So plenty more reviews to come. Thanks for watching, guys. For all those people out there asking, when are you going to do more story videos? I promise you, I would love to, but they are so time consuming. Like for me to make a 5-minute review takes about half an hour, 40 minutes, including filming and editing and uploading and blah, blah, blah. For me to make a 5-minute or 10-minute story video, it takes me like a solid, like, you know, 48, 56, 72 hours of like work. And I just don't have that time at the moment, unless I didn't make any other videos. So I would rather put these videos out for you guys, and then hopefully at the end of the year, when uni's finished, I will have time to, you know, hopefully film and record and prep a bunch of story videos. So I've got them for, you know, next year. But don't worry, guys. I know I love them. They're my favorite videos to make too. I know that you guys seem to love them. They always get the most amount of views, but they just take too much time for me to do when uni's on, and when I'm trying to do all the other things I do with my life, like work 2 jobs, so that I can afford to buy this stuff for you guys and put it on this channel. So that's my story. Enough of me sobbing about how hard my life is. You get on with your lives, guys. Again, thanks for watching. That's all we have time for. This is XtremeTrainz. Bye.